I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you being a part of my platform, and if you are enjoying my content, I just ask if you would please tell people about me, share my content. That's one way that you can help support me, and also by leaving comments below. I like to hear from you, but they also help the algorithm know that you're interested in my content, especially if you subscribe and you hit that notification bell and you hit that like button. All those things help my platform. Today we are going to be talking about gut health and what you can do to support it and making a delicious gut healing dinner. Gut healing can come in stages, and it really depends on where you are in the realm of illness. You can be severe, all the way from Crohn's, diverticulitis, or maybe you're just now starting to experience some symptoms. So I am going to be talking about somebody who just needs some support, who is noticing that they are maybe constipated a little bit too often. They are noticing that they are bloated, starting to have some stomach pains. First line symptoms that could indicate that some gut health support is necessary. In this pot, we have pasture-raised beef, which is excellent for gut health. And the reason why you want to make sure it is pasture-raised and grass-fed, because that is the only type of beef I'm talking about, is because that has linoleic acid, which is anti-inflammatory. However, if you are eating meat from a cow that is not 100% grass-fed, then you are not getting the nutrients and the healthy fats and the B vitamins that are necessary for this meat to do what it is supposed to do for you. You want to find that 100% grass-fed beef, and you want to make sure that you are checking with the farmer that you're getting it from that it is reliable. And that's what I do when I get beef. I'm checking out the farm to make sure that I am getting meat that is going to support the health of my body and that is going to support gut health. First thing that I did for this roast is I took out the roast and I let it sit for half an hour, because when you're dealing with pasture-raised beef, you're going to want to let it rest before you start cooking with it, and then it is going to be flavorful. It is going to be melt in your mouth perfect. But if you don't give that fat time to kind of come to room temperature, then it can be tough. It only takes about 30 minutes, and then you're ready to cook with it. First thing I do is I season it, and then I sear it on both sides, and that just kind of locks in that flavor. You don't have to do it on your stovetop. I do it in the crock pot. I've done it in the Instant Pot. I do it in the oven. But as you can see, my kitchen is a bit in disarray. I have bread in the oven. I'm making bread, I'm making dinner, and all kinds of things are going on in this kitchen right now. So I chose to do it on the stove top. But the other thing that is in this pan that is so important is bone broth. Bone broth is good for the digestive tract and the lining, and for those that are starting to experience leaky gut, which is a real deal issue, it starts to seal up. It helps to repair and seal those junctures that have opened that should be much tighter. We develop leaky gut from eating a high processed food diet and having a stressful lifestyle. We can develop leaky gut, IBS, IBD, SIBO, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, all the things, which if you go and do a symptom checker for all of those, the symptoms are very similar for all of those things. And many times they start with a high processed food diet is the culprit, low or void fiber in the right form, and not getting enough healthy fats, not getting enough healthy protein. We're getting the protein and the unhealthy fats, and the protein is coming from the wrong source, and the fiber, if you're even getting enough fiber, is coming from isolated forms, which do not do the same thing in the body. So in order to repair the gut and to restore healing, we have to support with the right things, and the right things are healthy sources of protein like the meat that's in this pan, fruits and vegetables, raw and cooked. We want both, about 50% of each. We want those enzymes. We have to support the digestive enzymes. High processed foods kill our ability, our body's ability to be able to absorb and assimilate, to be able to break down food, break down that protein, and then our stomach acid is all out of whack. It's like a snowball effect getting us into all of these circumstances. Someone was discussing Crohn's disease with me the other day, and they said, is it genetic? It can be genetic because the person maybe had the vulnerability to it, and then they lived the same lifestyle, living in the same environment, and then you develop the same diseases. But they can be healed and they can be prevented regardless, because remember, genes load the gun, they don't shoot it. So who's pulling the trigger? It's lifestyle. In order to heal the gut, even all the way to Crohn's disease, we want to be nourishing the body and nourishing it well. So the other component is the bone broth, and you can take bone broth, although again you want to make sure that you're getting it from a super healthy source. Know your sources, but you can sip on it and heal that leaky gut. If we were to think about a cheesecloth, which has the bigger holes and it allows more through, or you compare that to a nut milk bag, which has very small holes, very, very tight, a lot less is going through. This is what the digestive tract should look like, just allowing through nutrients. That's the only thing we want going into the bloodstream is nutrients. But when we've eaten that high processed food lifestyle, high processed sugars, and high stress, then this becomes more permeable and chunks of food starts getting into the bloodstream. The digestive tract, the villi are inflamed, irritated, and even infected. Now we have a serious problem. So in order to avoid that, we want to eat a healthy diet that is supporting all the functions, the assimilation and the absorption. And my dogs are going crazy, so maybe the Amazon man is here. The Prime delivery. But anyways, the other things that we have in here that make this top notch are potatoes. Potatoes get a bad rap, but they are very healthy and easy on the digestive system. The other thing that we have in here are some sweet potatoes, which are amazing. We have onions for gut health, but also to give some delicious flavor. And then we're also supporting this with the seasonings that we are using, with the parsley and the black pepper and the garlic. Garlic is such an amazing anti-inflammatory healer. So get that garlic in your body. And then we have some bones that the dogs get to chew on later and enjoy, because we're going to boil them. And we have some carrots in here. And this is one of those things that I can eat for days because it is just so delicious. I consider it comfort food. Make some biscuits on the side using some fresh milled flour. And I'm going to turn that up just a little bit. I do a pairing of bone broth and broth because broth has that lighter flavor. Bone broth is a little heavier. But I'm filling mine full. I like for mine to be like soup because I want all of that bone broth goodness in more of a liquid form. So I drink what's left, or I'm using a big spoon so that I'm getting a lot of that. But back in the day, I don't know if you've heard of Jordan Rubin. He did the book, The Maker's Diet, Patient Heal Thyself. He had Crohn's disease and he was incredibly sick, and he's like 6'2". I've met the man. When I met him, he was healed and he looked really good and healthy, but he was down to 80 pounds. Can you imagine? A man, 6'2", weighing 80 pounds. And he tells his story in these books, and it's just amazing how God healed him and showed him how to do it through food, through probiotics, through digestive enzymes. And bone broth was one of the things that he used to heal his body. And he did several days of nothing but bone broth. And that was just healing that gut. It was lowering that inflammation. But the beef, not only does it have linoleic acid, but it's got zinc. It's a great source of iron and potassium. and an amazing source of B vitamins. And what do those B's do for our system? Calm us down. So that cow has to be eating grass. You want that grass to be healthy. You don't want to be just poured in a trough. You want that cow outside getting sun, because that is also something that that cow needs, and being nourished the right way. And then you have this delicious pot of something that is gut healing. So I want you to give this a try. If you give this recipe a try, I want you to let me know what you think about it. It has so much flavor because of the wonderful seasonings that I added as well. I added sea salt, I added some chili salt, I added jalapeno, I added parsley and garlic and black pepper. Amazing, delicious, satisfying, and nourishing. So you know me, I like to overdose on nutrition. I like to help people learn all the tips and tricks on how to be healthy. And we're coming into the fall months where what we need to be doing is warming the body. So we want to eat with the seasons. As we are going into the cooler months, we want to warm the body. And then when we go into the hotter months, we want to cool the body. So we're going to be eating a little bit different now. And you know, something else that would be good in here would be some butternut squash. But I don't have any of that, but that would be a good idea too. Super easy, doesn't take long to put it together. I'm going to put the lid on here and let that cook up. I am going to put a little bit more beef broth in here as well before I'm all done. And then tonight we are going to have a delicious gut healing dinner. I appreciate you guys so much, and you have a great day.